Definitely an interesting start to this Sunday. Much of the viewing area shaken by a 5.1 magnitude earthquake. Chris, you are tracking this earthquake. Just tell us some of the significance about this earthquake. This is rather large for our viewing area.
Well, Kendall, first off, this is historic right now. This is a significant event just because of how far that it reached. And this often happens because there's fault lines, little tremors that this can follow, but we're also not done with this. There's going to be aftershocks over the next couple of days.
In a matter of seconds, a historic earthquake felt across the eastern half of the country struck this small town.
The riots, the pandemic, now an earthquake.
Each neighbor in Sparta now adds a natural disaster to their 2020 memories.
We are experiencing not just one earthquake this year, but many.
The fault lines in our society shudder and split open.
Fault lines have marked our response to the pandemic.
The virus has killed more than 250,000 people,
afectando de manera desproporcionada a las comunidades negra, Latinx y Nativa.
Hourly essential workers risk their lives every day while millions of other workers can zoom in month after month.
Many more have lost jobs and are struggling to find work.
Debates about wearing masks and social distancing grind us down and divide us.
Fault lines connected to race have erupted, and racial justice marches continue to shake our cities and towns. Protests against the killings of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and so many more have often squared off with police and counter-protesters.
Battles have sprung up over how we tell our country's story, and we wrestle with the impact and role of symbols from the past in our nation today.
and the economy is similarly divided.
The stock market soared to record highs, while tens of millions of Americans lost their jobs.
Home prices shot up as an eviction crisis built for renters.
And low-wage workers desperately tried to get unemployment insurance,
while higher-paid employees were mostly untouched.
All these fault lines, and we haven't even mentioned the environment, education, and the digital divide, and so many other issues of concern and consequence.
How do we find hope in this time?
How do we find hope?
How do we address the impact of what has been revealed by these tremors and convulsions?
¿Cómo encontramos esperanza?
How can we connect across our differences
and respond with courage?
How do we find hope?
How do we find hope?
How do we find hope?
How do we find hope?